It's time for faculty member from National Defense College to introduce. Let us start with the Director of Studies, Dr. Lucy Shule.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Of Studies.
Good morning, sir. I am Honorary J.B. Kapumbe, the Research Fellow, Military, National Defense College, Tanzania.
Good morning, sir. My name is Catherine Mlewe. I'm Senior Director in Staff, Civil, but also sponsor of this school.
I am Colonel James Emekweri. I'm from Nigeria. I'm a course member.
I'm Brigadier General Chakila, course member from Tanzania.
I am Group Captain Beren, course member from Zimbabwe.
I'm Assistant Commissioner of Migration, course member from Tanzania.
I am Pendo Mpopo, course member from Tanzania.
Good morning. I'm Colonel Zakweta from Mozambique, course member.
I'm Kenel Mono from Zambia, a course member.
Kabenda, course member from Tanzania.
Good morning, sir. My name is Mohamed Kilongo. I'm a course member from Tanzania.
So every TBC, Channel 10, United Bro, and others. Nipashe, Commission of Mwanza. And before Honorable John Mongela to give a brief presentation, let me introduce to you Mwanza. You can stand aside there. And also, I welcome Staff Officer to Commandant. Regional Commissioner to talk, I would like to introduce Lieutenant General Paul Masao, Commandant, National Defense College. He will give a brief, exactly what's present his presentation.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The college is in Dar es Salaam. Five faculty members. Also, we have 2 supporting staffs. This is a part of the course members. This group is part of the course members of course 7. Course 7 has 39 course members, and for the purpose of this tour, this time, economy, industry, and agriculture, they are divided into 4 groups. This is one of them, which started this tour in Mara region. Now they're here. But the other groups, one went to Kagera. They were in Kagera last week. Now they are visiting Geita. The other group went to Rukwa, and now they are in Mbeya. And the last group was in Tanga last week, and now they are in Kilimanjaro. As I said, this tour revolves around social, political, economy, industry, and agriculture issues. The course runs for 47 weeks, and we are expecting come July this year, they will be done with their course. We have foreigners or allied students from the different parts of Africa. In a nutshell, we have course members from SADC countries, not all of them, some of them. We have course members from East African countries, all of them except Uganda, Southern Sudan. They are not represented here. But also we have course member as far as from Egypt and another one from China, but they're not in this group. We'll be in Mwanza for a week, visiting several important areas which answers to our need for this tour. We're very glad to what you have arranged for us, the reception, since we came here day before yesterday, and we still hope to get more from the arrangement which has been arranged, and we are looking forward for a fruitful tour. Thank you.
Honorable Regional Commissioner, welcome for brief introduction and then presentation of the report. Welcome, sir.
General Masao, Commandant, National Defense College, course participants who are here today for the field practical tour, members of the regional security team, other stakeholders. It's a pleasure also for me to stand before you for a second time now. In 2017 we had also a session like this one, and I'm proud to stand here before you, although it's my teacher, Dr. Lucy Sule. Apart from hearing my presentation, should be assessing as student also. Because I'm an alumni of Capstone 4, if I'm not mistaken, from the National Defense College. Mwanza is the second economic hub in Tanzania after Dar es Salaam. And as you can see, it's at the shores of Lake Victoria, which is the second biggest freshwater lake in the world. And Mwanza if you try to see where the central part of the East African community, you can easily see Mwanza to be the most central part of the East African community. And for us in Mwanza, we are always trying to take advantage of that, because in terms of economic dynamics, location is a key factor. How accessible you are to the markets, what are your logistical advantages, what are your resource advantages. As you know, globally, with this kind of stiff competition we are getting into, everyone is trying to capitalize on the competitive advantages as a country, as a region. So for us in Mwanza, we find ourselves to be the most logistical, strategically located in the East African community. We can be easily accessed from all the East African countries, member countries, which are Burundi, Rwanda, Kenya, Uganda, and South Sudan. It takes, like, if you do a Rose drive to Bujumbura, it takes hardly 4 hours. The same to Kigali. If you want to extend the East African zone, the same to Goma, South Kivu, North Kivu, hardly 5 to 6 hours. To Kampala, to Kisumu, through the lake. So we find ourselves to be very strategically located. And this is a big advantage to us. But also, we are surrounded by about 5 local regions of Tanzania: Kagera, Mara, Simiu, Shinyanga, and Geita. These are our neighbors. And after your 5 days visit, you'll find that most of these regions depend so much on Mwanza. Like when you go to the industries, when you go to the markets, you find many people from these surrounding regions come to do their trade transactions in Mwanza for supplies to their regions. The size of Mwanza is 25.23 square kilometers. And we have a bigger portion of the water body, considering that Tanzania is occupying almost 52% of Lake Victoria. And out of it, 52%, Mwanza occupies close to 60% of the share of Tanzania, of the Lake Victoria. So we are almost the custodians of the lake. Whatever we do with the lake, we tamper with the lake, will be affecting the whole population of the Lake Victoria Basin. And with the statistics from the East African community, it showed that the Lake Victoria Basin leads in Africa in terms of population explosion. Explosion growth, population growth along the lake basin is the biggest in the whole of Africa. Population growth is bigger than any other area in the continent. Next. The presentation copy, the numbers which are there, according to the population census 2012, we had 2.77 people. But with the estimated population growth of 3%, which is considered to be one of the highest apart from the 4.2 of Kigoma, we are now estimated to be close to 3.5 population numbers, comparing with the leading region of Dar es Salaam, which is around 5 million. Mwanza is close to 3.53. There is a very high rate of migration, rural-urban. And when we say rural-urban here, we consider even the migration from other regions, not just rural Mwanza, but also from other regions coming to Mwanza. There is a massive migration trend. And this makes Mwanza more populated, more highly populated than other regions in this lake zone. The temperatures are normal, not too high, not too low, because of the lake basin. As you know, the humidity levels are higher, and this leads to the nature of agricultural patterns. Next. Yeah, the map there can show the directions of populations, economic activities. As you go north, you go to Kisumu, Kisumu is the nearest province on our side. But also on the side of Uganda, the Port Bell area is the nearest, facing Mwanza. And there's a lot of trading between our neighbors. The regional economy depends on livestock keeping, livestock farming, animal farming, which is basically cow, goat, sheep. We are also coming up with the move to sensitize poultry farming. It's coming up in a big way. I'm not sure if they'll be able to visit one of the farms and see. And this economy has just come up in the past 3 to 4 years. That is coming up in a speed which is very impressive. The other activities are fishing, which is the fourth and accounts for 7% of our economic activities. Industries, which accounts for 8%. And then we have service industries, which is 10%. And with in economics, they always say, as the economy grows, you have to see a bigger increase in the service industry than other industries. And we think we are on the right trend. Agriculture accounts for 5% of the economic activities of our people. The GDP is 4.0 trillion, that is 2010, but now the 2017 figures, we are standing at 11.3 trillion. And we are the second contributor to the national GDP. We are contributing 9.8, second to Dar es Salaam, which contributes 17.3. Per capita, per person income is 2.8 million. That is a figure which we are using for 2010. But we are estimating that with our Vision 2025, the target is to get to 4 million shillings per capita income per person. That is the direction our Vision 2025 is directing us to get to that level. Next. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to view the numbers properly, but you'll get the copy. The intention of this matrices was to show which zone in Tanzania contributes more in terms of GDP. We have about 5 zones, and the Lake zone comprises of Mwanza, Kigoma, Shinyanga, Kagera, and Mara, and the zone contributes to about 25% of that, and we have other zones also. And this tells all that Lake zone is the major economic zone in the country. Apart from Dar es Salaam contributing as a single region, almost 17.3 in the GDP, but when you talk of the overall performance in the country, the Lake zone is the major contributor to the GDP, 25%. The next slide shows how are we performing on the indicators, economic indicators, the poverty gaps, household status, the food security levels. We have an increasing trend in most of the indicators, which indicates that the economy is doing well. Next. We have pictures which show cotton growing areas, which is one of our major commercial crop. And as a region, we've picked cotton to be a strategic crop due to its nature. With the value chain of cotton brings in everybody, from the household to the suppliers to the ginneries for processing, primary processing, to the major industries for textile, but also the cotton industries pull a bigger population of unskilled and semi-skilled labor force, which is what we need more than the higher skilled industries. For textile industries, they take laborers who are unskilled, they take a lot of semi-skilled primary school leavers, secondary school leavers, who are the majority in the population. And when you talk of addressing the unemployment gaps, you need to have industries which can take a larger portion of your unemployed population sets. And we are into cotton because at the end of the day, it will bring in industries which will give more employment to our people, but also will have a better chance to collect more revenue from the industries, from the incomes, from the other statutory levies which are attached to the industries. You'll be able to also to visit meat processing industry, one of the meat processing industry, which recently has started supplying meat to the Gulf countries. The state of the art, we have 3 of them, but we have arranged for you to visit one of them, which is doing very well now. But also, we are sensitizing farmers to work on improving the animal breeds, so that the industries can get the needed supplies. Because the challenge we have, the quality of supplies we get, the quality of animals we get from our people, from the villages, is not the quality needed for export. And we are targeting the export market. So in the program, we have outreach programs which sensitize and build capacity on the side of farmers, so that they can be able to supply the quantities needed, the quality needed also. The first, when you visit the meat processing industry, you'll be able to hear the story yourselves. That the first order which was supplied to Dubai, all of it was dumped because we couldn't meet the quality levels needed. But the second supply was okay. Now we continue because we know, and they were forced to bring their experts to come and get them attached to the factory, so that to ensure that, you know, the levels of halal meat needed in the Middle East are met, the qualities and everything. So now we are able to give the quality needed. In fishing, we have a number of fish processing factories working, and the majority of the supply is taken to the European Union market for fish fillets, and the fish byproducts, like the leftovers, are processed also and are supplied to the Far East, the Asian countries. We have mining, which is also one of the major sectors in the region. We have small miners, which are mostly located in Misungwi districts and Sengerema. But also we are expecting to, by end of the year, to have opened a bigger mining site, which will be Nyanzaga, which will be Eziko, Esgeita, or Kahama gold mines, which will also have a bigger contribution to our regional economy. There have been efforts. You can see the Honorable the Vice President banning the illegal fishing equipments and nets, which is one of the moves to protect our resources, our lake resources. There's a lot of illegal fishing going on, to say the truth, but the government is trying its level best to try to see how we control that. But also, the next, I think we'll be able to visit the market, which you'll find people from all over East and Central Africa congregating in that market, procuring fish products and send them to as far as West Africa. We have all kinds of fish processing, salting, just solar drying, all kinds of fish products in this market. There's a lot of trading activities going on in the region. Kisumu for supplies for imports and exports to Kenya. We have an easier lake route to Port Bell, Uganda, for the exports and the imports from Uganda and to Uganda. And now we have a direct railway link to Port Bell, Uganda. So, in cementing our relations and working on our East African Treaty on the trading, removing the trading barriers, now someone can buy consignments from China, for example. Container is shipped to Dar es Salaam, is taken on train wagons to Mwanza. We have MV Umoja, which is railway tracks. And then Now people, the Ugandans, are able to buy stuff from Gulf country, from Dubai, from China, which are the major markets, and just deliver it straight to Kampala. East African relations. A lot is being done. As you know, we are in the 5th phase of the national government of Tanzania under the leadership of President John Magufuli, and there is a big move to industrialize our country. So in Mwanza also, a lot of industries are coming. Bigger, major industries, and the government is working on facilitating investors to be attracted to come to Mwanza, and we are putting up a number of incentives at the regional office and work with investors, with businesses, to help them easing the red tape processes, because that has been a major hurdle in developing countries. All investors keep on complaining that whenever you want to do your investment, there are a lot of procedures and cumbersome hurdles to take you to a level you want. But in Mwanza, we have established a unit which facilitates investors and business people to beat the red tape and have their businesses established as expected on time. As a region, we've developed an investment profile showing all the potentials in the region, and you'll be able to get a copy of that, I think, for all the participants, and it's on the website. So for anybody, even yourself, you can go Google Mwanza, you can give your options, and you'll find the investment opportunities mentioned, the potentials, the processes you are supposed to follow, and next photo which you are. So we have worked on easing investment and business environment for everybody to be attracted to Mwanza. Economic infrastructures are improved. As you were coming in, I think you came by air or you came by road. You could see Mwanza Airport under renovation, under improvements, massive improvements. We have the runway improved. It's now about 3.9 kilometers, the longest runway in the country. It's longer than Kilimanjaro International Airport. It's longer than Dar es Salaam Airport, Nyerere, Julius Nyerere. So we have the longest, although it is double usage. So we are capable of accommodating any level of airline technology. The state-of-the-art control tower, which will be able to cover the whole of the Great Lakes region. So our skies will be safer than ever, and will be able to provide the safest world standard security for air transportation. And this we expect it will attract more business, more airlines to come and transit going to East Congo, going to Burundi than it was before, because there are world standards for air transport, and this is the condition we had to meet, and the government is putting so much money investing in that. But also we are at the airport. I hope they'll be able to visit what is going on at the airport. The cargo unit is being improved, which will facilitate trade, especially of perishable exports, which have started moving out of the country from Mwanza. for fish, for fresh meat. We have that state-of-the-art cargo terminal being constructed. But also you'll be able to see roads all over the region being constructed. We are, as you can see, the president was inaugurating one of the bridges in town. But also, when you go to water transportation, a lot is being done. The government is going into contracts worth about 80 million US dollars for bringing in more modern vessels which can ply between Tanzania, Uganda, and Kenya for cargo and passenger. So this is what the government is doing to facilitate growth of economy in the region. A number of infrastructures being, and recently there's a major bridge going to be constructed. The government has already advertised the tender for Kigongo Busisi Bridge, which will be close to 3.5 kilometers, which will also be another transportation corridor to Burundi, Rwanda, Uganda, improving supply of electricity, which is also a major factor in terms of industrial growth. Now the electric supply is more reliable than it used to be, but there are major national projects which will feed in to the national grid, which Mwanza being one of the major centers. The airline industry, next, is being improved, as you know. Even during your time of the course, you have seen major developments. Air Tanzania is coming up in a big way, but also in Mwanza, there are major achievements. Air Tanzania now is carrying byproducts from the fish processing to Dar es Salaam, which is later airlifted to the Far East. But also the meat to Dubai, I was mentioning, is also taken from Mwanza to Dar es Salaam to connect with the Emirates by Air Tanzania. So there's a lot going on. Apart from the airport, I think during our Q&A, we'll be able to, and my colleagues, to tell a lot more. And it will depend on what you'll be able to ask us. But a lot is being done in education. Now we have pre-education policy drive from which has attracted a lot of kids to be enrolled. And this is a major achievement because you need to have a citizen, you have to have a population which of a higher quality. And to improve the quality of your population, number one key area is education. People need to be educated so that they can access the kind of technology, knowledge which is available. But also, now in Mwanza we have the hospital, Uganda, which can give state-of-the-art, provide state-of-the-art, which you can find anywhere else. Cancer treatment, kidney treatment, heart opening, and other treatments, which used to be just in Dar es Salaam, and most of the people used to travel out of the country for that. So, we can mention a lot. But with my briefing, I hope I have given you a glimpse of what is happening, and I hope there will be a lot more asked from your side, or a lot more advice from your side. And not only me, the whole group will be able to chip in, because some of them are the more vested in the knowledge and details of their respective areas of specialization. So I thank you. I welcome you to Mwanza, and we'll try our level best. all the way in your trip. Madam Ondebe, also Dr. Sule is also very familiar with Mwanza. And I have my team members from the Regional Administrative Secretary's office who will be able to take you around, not only on the official schedule, but after the official schedule. If you want to go to a market, you want to go to a club, I think you'll be part of the study tour. I asked them to allow people to enjoy Mwanza during the day and during the night, but to give them a full picture of Mwanza. And especially guys coming from the barracks. I attended the national service, so I know. I was telling General there, yeah, you know, and when I attended the capstone, these guys were taking us back to the years when we were in the barracks also. You know, the discipline, the restrictions, but I think General, they won't be that restricted for Mwanza trip. Okay. Yeah.
As long as they abide with the rules of there are issues whereby they have to stay.
Okay.
But they are very much free. We say in NBC,
yeah,
you manage your time.
Yeah.
We are not here to manage your time, but you manage your time and answer our questions.
Okay. At least they wanted to be assured of that, because we've welcome you to Mwanza. I think for our colleagues from Nigeria, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, you have started picking some Swahili. Yeah, the older generation of the army people from some Swahili with their former experience, but it doesn't matter. Karibuni sana, General.
Commissioner, see that
is in the region also. It's very clear that the policy are clear that we're supposed to produce. I want to hear more on this.